Hey everyone, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Although I am a licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hey everyone, it's Aaliyah.
And Joe.
What's up? What's up? Bum, 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 bum.
Yo, yo.
Have you been adding those by any chance?
No, clearly you haven't been listening to our podcast.
Totally.
No.
All right. Well, I feel like you need to bring it back.
Bring it back?
Yeah, that should have been anyway in every single podcast.
I was like, what are you talking about? I already forgot about what we were talking about.
Oh, my God.
All right. Yeah. Well, you know, that was your thing that you started and then you just stopped doing it. So, like, I could just throw it in there randomly as we're talking. But anyways, so yeah, hi guys,
Hey.
We're back. You know, we've been kind of, you know, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly on the podcast, just because we got a lot going on. We lost our nanny, and you know, it's double time on the parenting duty side of things until early May when Wela gets back here.
Wela / grandma, for all of you who don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah, because it's abuela, right?
It's abuela, but she calls her Wela.
Yeah. So when she gets back here, then, you know, we should get a little bit more consistent. But here we are. We're also like, you know, we don't even know what we've been doing.
I know. No, honestly, like time has... I don't know if you guys feel like this, but like since 2022 hit, I feel like time has gone so fast. Like the days just like, they go fast and it gets faster and faster and faster, I feel like. And so the weeks have gone by so quickly that today, as I sit here, I'm like, I don't even know.
We've been pretty busy though.
What's gone on? The only thing I know that stands out in my head that's happened to even speak on, that I'm sick of even hearing about at this point, is the fucking Will Smith smacking Chris Rock thing. Literally. It's the only thing that stands out.
Did we even talk about that?
No, we haven't.
Oh.
That was big.
I think we did a little bit.
No, we didn't.
No?
No, because it happened after we last spoke.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know?
I don't know how I feel. Like, I'm just like, whatever. I think if you think about it, like, logically, like, all right, like, nobody should be able to just go up on stage and, like, physically harm anybody.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously something should have happened. But he kind of did it, like, more like bitch slap type of thing. And it's like, Chris Rock probably didn't really get that hurt.
What?
Physically.
But who cares?
Well, I mean, he didn't press charges, so obviously he didn't get that hurt, right?
We don't know if that's the case. I mean, he got smacked.
He didn't press charges.
We know he didn't, but that doesn't mean that he didn't get hurt. It doesn't mean that he wasn't like mentally hurt by that, emotionally hurt by that.
Well, why didn't he press charges then?
Because maybe he I don't know. First of all, we don't know the relationship that Chris Rock and Will Smith had even before this whole thing went down. We have no idea what goes on in their personal lives or anything like that. All we saw was a moment where clearly a man emotionally reacted due to, I don't even think it was the actual... due to, you know, the whole joke. I think that there was something building up there clearly, especially to have that kind of reaction. You know, so we don't know. I mean, for all we know, Chris Rock was just probably like, look, I don't want to press charges. I don't want to make it like a bigger deal than it is. Like, you know, and that's that.
Well, I mean, that's a good topic right there. You know, like letting things build up to the point of you like slapping people at the freaking Oscars. You know, that's who knows what he was going through, right?
Well, there were so many. And I think that there's like, and again, it could be a buildup of stuff, which on a clinical level, I would look at something like that and go, okay, like to have that kind of reaction
very dramatic. 'Cause he could have slapped him backstage or something. Yeah.
He could have waited. I mean, like anything. He could have waited. He could have went up to him afterwards and been like, "Hey, look, honestly, not fucking cool. Was not okay with that. I feel like you disrespected my wife or whatever the situation, right?" So that for the world to see, like, so big
on a clinical level,
that was a pretty intense reaction. Huh?
What is that? On a clinical level, what is that?
I just said on a clinical level, I would look at something like that and I would think to myself, clearly this is like this, because that reaction, it's not that it's not warranted for what happened, but like, again, there were so many other avenues that he could have taken. And then so to give that reaction in the environment that it was in just tells me that there was something more backing this reaction versus just that joke.
Yeah, because the joke wasn't even that crazy either.
I mean, again, we can't say that because, it was an offensive joke, I guess, to Jada, but whatever. At the end of the day, it was a very intense reaction and it was emotionally induced. What I'm saying is that there are many different pieces. Again, clinically, I could say there was some stuff building up and and then right, and go through that whole entire path. Or I don't know, maybe there's a whole piece that we're missing. Like now that there's this shit out that I guess like they recently got into Scientology, and so I guess one of the things about Scientology is like protecting your family or some shit like that.
I don't think that they did. I don't think they are in Scientology. I don't think they are.
No, it like just came out. When the whole thing went down.
I think Jada started her own like school or something like that, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, hold on. Are Will and Jada Scientologists? So the whole thing, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett set. Okay, 2000. Why Will and Jada are the worst Scientology kids school? What?
Yeah, see, they started the school, but it wasn't Scientology. It was some other school.
Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's school was total Scientology, says former.
Yeah, well, that's somebody's opinion, I think. Anyways, so I don't.
So then we don't even know if they're Scientologists.
I don't.
We have no idea.
They are because.
Oh no! It says here, former Scientology senior executive. Will Smith is not a Scientologist. Okay,
there you go.
So I guess,
yeah, because
clearly there's a buildup.
Because like, look at Tom Cruise. You don't see Tom Cruise having a fucking podcast. You know why? Because it's fucking controlled. I mean, you've seen that Leah Remedy shit. He's their fucking spokesperson, like, and he's controlled. Like, he's got people around him making sure he doesn't like talk to other fucking people about certain shit.
Well, because he can't he can't even like associate with anyone who's not a Scientologist.
Well, I don't know if that's a rule, is it? Maybe. I don't know. No.
When I've watched that Leah Remini thing, yeah, man. I mean, it's like a whole like...
Yo, I just saw something where Tom Cruise was... Who's that actor in that movie that we just watched, The Bubble, which is a freaking hilarious, crazy movie. If you smoke weed before you watch it... Not even. You don't even have to smoke weed.
You could just watch it like in your regular state. It just so happened that when we watched it, I actually had... taking those little, medical hits at night just to like, chill out. And Joe was not. And so when I was watching it, I was like, is it me or is this the most fucked up, insane fucking movie I think I've ever, like, it was insane.
It was a little out there. But it was funny and it was good. It's a good movie.
It was insane.
It's a little much. It's like 2 hours long. Anyways, who's that guy on there? It's the bald dude.
Oh, the comedian. He's a funny
What's
guy.
his name?
I don't know because I love him. I'll just look up the Bubble cast.
Okay. This is me prolonging this
Bubble
story about Tom Cruise and Scientology.
Okay, the Bubble cast. Here we go. Keegan Michael Key. Yeah, Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah. So anyways, there's an Instagram video of like Tom Cruise, like, what do they call it? Bunny hopping like over his shoulder.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. And then maybe he's, Keegan is a Scientologist now. But they were talking, so...
I don't know. There's so many rules.
You have these all
in the Scientology industry.
This is how culture does it. They just inject shit through the TV, and then people just have these thoughts like, "Fucking Will Smith is a Scientologist because I saw it somewhere or something. Somebody said something, so I guess that's it." you know, but it's
he's not.
usually
I don't
not
think
true.
he is. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, Tom Cruise is definitely a Scientologist. Will Smith,
Which that's also, I think,
it.
like, because we don't see Tom Cruise anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he doesn't exist almost. Like,
On
he's just, like,
as far as like multimedia,
you don't see him anywhere. He doesn't go to
social media and shit.
He doesn't go to award shows.
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and he only does like the same movies, like Mission
And
Impossible.
I'm still confused as to whether or not he even can see his daughter, because the daughter lives with apparently Katie Holmes, and they left Scientology.
probably
So
not.
apparently,
he has to disown them.
wild.
That's the Scientology way.
It is really just like it's like fascinating in a very just like wow kind of way to me, because it's like, I mean, it's how people live, and for them it's that it makes sense, and that's their way of living, and that's their life, and that's their norm. And some other people look at that and they're like, oh my God, that's so crazy, but like it's just life for them.
Just like any other culture,
Or religion,
they have to base it on some truth, such as like, you know, in Scientology, they say that each individual, as soon as you're born, you're an individual independent. Like, they don't consider you like you're my property. Like
Right,
our
that's
daughter
what
is
it
our
was, right?
daughter. It's
Yeah.
just like you're an individual person, and we just, you know, I'm teaching you how to do the right things in life or whatever.
Which again, I understand that, but then they take it as far as to like.
Then at a certain point, then
At a
you're
certain
like,
point, it's like, whoa.
you go on this like ship or some shit, and like they like 12-year-olds or 13-year-olds, like they go out for like a year on the ship and do I don't fucking know what goes on out there, but yeah, and then they kind of like they basically separate the parents from the kids and shit like that.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, that's all part
That's
of dividing and conquering type of thing mentally.
Interesting.
I mean, which is also happening in our culture right now. You know, there's a lot of kids out there that are, you know, so into, you know, maybe it's because of their diet, and then because of like they're spending so much time video games or watching TV or on the internet or social media or whatever it is, that they are becoming disconnected from their families because maybe parents don't understand what, you know, you probably hear all this shit all the time, right?
Well, disconnected from just, I mean,
but who's
video
doing
games, this, that, tons of things.
But who's doing the disconnecting, right? It's actually the parents, because the parents at like the age of our daughter is 2.5, like we only allow her to go on we call it her phone, but it's like it's this thing I bought her as like a toy phone, but you can only go on the internet, and it's got all these like learning games and shit on it. And she only watches freaking little kids playing with baby dolls,
with toys,
like she doesn't.
Dolls,
we don't let her like watch any like the cartoon shit. And anyways, what I'm saying is it boils down to, you know, if I believe that if parents are being disconnected from their children, it's not the kids' fault. It's not social media's fault. It's not the internet's fault. It's not technology's fault. It's your fault for not being aware of what is happening as the world evolves. And maybe there'll be a point where we won't be up on technology and shit too, and somehow soul gets swept up into freaking the metaverse or some shit like that. I'm hoping not, but you know, that's why I'm trying to understand what that's all about too, and NFTs and freaking Bitcoin, digital currency. Oh, you got to like stay up on all this shit, because your kid's gonna be on it. The kid's gonna understand it, and if you don't understand it, there becomes a disconnect, I think, long term. You might think it's just stupid. And Aaliyah has taught me that, you know, you can't dismiss anything that kids are saying to you, you know, because they think that they're important. It's like their life. It's everything, right?
Well, they are important, but,
right. Well,
but they think
to a
that
certain extent.
they truly, because they don't know anything else outside of what they're doing, so they feel and believe that whatever's happening in that moment for them is absolutely real. And they are devastated for whatever reason. Right. And they feel that, you know, like.
Right. And you have to, like, as a parent, take yourself out and pretend you don't know shit and pretend you only know what they're looking at. And that's what they think. They only know that. They think that's amazing. It's the best thing.
Well, and they get frustrated.
Thing,
they can't communicate that well. They get frustrated because they can't communicate that well. They want you to understand, but you don't understand. I mean, it's a whole thing. Poor things.
Yeah. And that happens all
Every
through
day.
since they're born until they're
Every
20
day.
fucking 5, 30 maybe even.
Right. Yeah, right.
They're just maybe a little bit better at communicating it after they're like 18.
This is why one of the reasons why I really enjoy working with.
It's keeping you
with adolescents,
right.
Because
it's keeping you in the loop.
It keeps me in the end.
What's going
I
on?
will
What are the
only
kids
know as long as I know what the fuck is going on.
Right. I don't even know how I stay on top of it. I think I listen to lots of podcasts.
You do.
And I read a lot and or audiobooks now. That's the main thing. Man, I can crush some fucking audiobooks, I'll tell you that. 2 of them this week.
Wow.
Yep. Vibe, which is a book about it was made before this whole Healy thing came out with the device that gives out frequencies, but it's talking about how everything is energy and frequencies and down to your cells, and basically how you can bring yourself to a higher vibration, but just by like thinking differently and blah blah blah. Anyways, so there's that one, and then also the one that Steve gave me. What's that one? Storybook. Is it a storybook?
I don't know. I've
Anyway.
never realized the color of your eyes is crazy. Like,
They're just brown.
no, but they're like a beautiful brown. It almost like has like a
thanks.
brown with like a hazelnut tint to it. It's really great. I don't know if
Could
it's
be the lighting.
lighting.
Could be the
Okay,
lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I'm like, wow, jeez.
Yeah, so crushing the audiobooks and podcasts, and I guess that's where I get all my information from. Because there was one day I thought I was like, there's that saying of the 5 people you surround yourself with is who you become, right? So I'm like, okay, well then I'll just listen to really smart people
all day.
on podcasts all day long, and that's hopefully what I will become. Here we are. You don't actually physically have to be with them. It's like
No,
you're
just
communicating
listen.
and
You're
thinking.
communicating,
and
you're listening to them,
talking
you're
like
hearing
them and
them.
thinking like that. Yeah.
Yep. You hear their ideas, then
Right,
you think
right.
about something. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Then I bring ideas here
Yep.
and then we talk about it.
Yep. Although today we have none.
Yeah. We've been doing pretty good so far. This is off the top of the head. This is the story of this podcast. It should be the name of it should be called Nothing.
I feel like
no idea
this is
something.
what I really wanted our podcast to be was kind of like almost like Seinfeld, how like Seinfeld literally is about nothing, but it's great. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's hysterical.
When
it's
in
just
every-
like real life, everyday shit.
Yeah.
It's about nothing.
And we got to do that. Like every whatever day, we just talk about what's going on. And then within that are different stories that are sometimes funny, I guess.
That pop up, man.
I don't know. Interesting, I hope, at least. But, yeah.
Say something.
You got something?
No, I was going to say something, but we really went on out because we initially started talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock and that whole
Yeah, I
entire
saw what you were
thing,
doing
and we
there.
broke
And I
it
didn't
down.
really want to talk about that, so I shifted it into
And then
something
we just kind
smarter.
of went somewhere else. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
But, I did want to touch on our daughter a little bit, but not specific. Well, I guess specifically her, but, kids, I guess 2 and 3-year-olds. I mean, it's true. This whole, I don't call it terrible twos, but that's what people would call it. Man, it's, it can overload your senses in one day. Basically, for those of you that don't have kids, it's like, imagine just trying to, you're all living out there kid free, and you're just like, hey honey, it's a Saturday night, let's fucking cook dinner and drink a glass of wine or whatever, and you're just like doing it like it's nothing. Right? You're just like, yeah
That's what we do.
and talking on the phone, and sipping your wine and cooking, doing all the right things all slow and making sure everything's proper. Mm-hmm. That is impossible with a 2-year-old. Impossible. Unless you chain the kid up and put tape over their mouth and like shove them in a corner or something. Because
which we do not suggest you do, by the way.
Because this is what it's like. It's like, Dada, phone. Because she wants her phone or whatever. And then I'm like, no, you can't have the phone right now because I'm doing the, well, Dada, snack. I'm like, well, we're going to eat in like 10 minutes after I'm done cooking if you just leave me alone, right? And then it's like, knack, and then knack, phone, blah, blah, blah. Oh, do this, go there. And then she's climbing up on the chair and she's touching everything on the freaking counter. So I'm like diving over there to like, don't touch the knife or whatever it is. Don't knock that thing over. And then still all these things are going on at the same time. Then it's like, I'm cooking. There's like fire and shit going on, stuff in the oven. And then potty, daddy, potty. I gotta go potty now. And it's like, you can't just not do, so you gotta drop everything, run up there, put her on the potty. Then she's like, I don't really have to go, right? And and then motherfucker, fucking, all right, bring her back down. Then it's back, knack, phone, like messing with things. The dog starts barking. Then the dog's over because it's the same time we eat. The dog wants to fucking eat. So the dog's like, so then you got to try and feed the fucking dog. Then he's drinking the fucking water. And then the way that the dog shakes his fucking head and it gets water all over the fucking plate. This is what's going on in my mind, right? This whole time.
Insane.
So I'm thinking about wiping the dog's fucking mouth. Then as soon as he eats and splashes his fucking face, he immediately has to go take a shit. Right then. If you don't, he's gonna shit on the fucking floor. And so he's fucking crying.
He wants shit on the floor, he'll cry the whole time.
So you're hearing this.
So annoying.
By the way, you're still fucking cooking that great little meal, organic meal with wine and whatnot. Right?
No wine. We don't have time for that.
You can't even, you're not gonna have time to sip the wine. And then the kid, snack, potty again. And then you leave the dog outside. He forget to bring him in. He's fucking scratching the door downstairs and ruining it until you let him in. This is almost every night. So I've decided I don't know what to do. I can't cook anymore. No, I figured it out.
You give her the phone is what you do now.
So now I've given in. She has the phone for a half hour while I cook. And that nullifies all that. She just goes into the zone, which I don't like her being in the zone.
This goes back, though, to so many times I've told you, sometimes we have to do what we have to do. It's about, sometimes it's not always about this, like, fucking fight and this back and forth battle. Sometimes we just got to be like, you know what? I have to get this done. The dinner's more important right now. So if that means that I give her the phone for 15, 30 fucking minutes, then you know what? Whatever. But
when it becomes that,
you want to fight it so much. And it's like,
I don't mind it if it's actually, your reality of like, oh, just giving in once in a while. Your reality of once in a while is every day.
Now every single night when you cook.
When I cook, yes.
Every single night. So
I've just started this now, and this is the one thing that I've ever given in on because it's
now it's okay. Right?
No, it's not okay. I don't like it. I'm trying to figure out another way, such as instead of getting Green Chef, where I have to fucking cook all the shit and that I've been complaining about it the past 3 podcasts. That I love Green Chef though. It's very delicious, and you should get it if you are single.
Do it
and have time. Don't have kids.
You have time.
If you don't have kids, Green Chef is amazing. Or if you have some amazing nanny or something that blocks the kid, whatever, then go do that. But I don't. Or
if you have a kid who's just not obsessive compulsive.
Yeah.
Because I don't think every kid, I really honestly don't think every kid, like I was talking to my friend the other day, we went out for hot chocolate. And I was telling her, I was like, no, she's like fucking relentless. She's just like constantly like she'll ask you for a snack, literally like fucking 20,000.
And then
I wish I was exaggerating. And then she'll do it. And then she'll keep. And then she'll keep. And there's no answer that you give her that's a good enough. It's like, it doesn't matter what answer you give her. It doesn't matter how many times you sit her and remove her calmly and have her come to, it doesn't matter. She still keeps going. And so my friend goes, Oh man, she's one of those. I was like, yes, it's the worst. Like, so annoying.
Yeah, it's basically like she knows when you're not like fully attention on her, obviously, and then she purposefully like looks at you and does things that she knows annoys you.
Oh gosh,
that's the annoying thing. Yeah,
so annoying. Sorry, I have to text really quickly.
Yeah, so anyways, so yes, I don't want to give into this, so I'm looking at other alternatives such as some sort of organic meal, like pre-made organic meals, like still fresh somehow. I don't even know if this exists, right? Pre-packaged and delivered to my house. That's all I want. I just want healthy organic meals packaged and delivered to my house so I can eat them every night. It has to exist. Oh, they also have to be gluten-free and dairy-free. And low on sugar. And not so much carbs, See, this is where they run out of like every food service program I go to, they just run out of options in the filter, and I'm like, fuck this place, it sucks.
And then suddenly it's like search not found, and then you just don't have nothing.
Yeah. Oh, also no pork too. So yeah, good
so
luck with that,
basically
right?
You have nothing.
Let me know, anybody out there, let me know if this exists, because that's what I want. I'll order 30 of them right now. But yeah, that's what is going on in my brain while cooking. Plus, it's like, the whole day's going by too, so it always starts off nice and everything's fine, and then it's just like this build up, and then it's like she knows it too, and she pushes. She's like, how far can I push this motherfucker? She pushes all the
time. It doesn't even matter when, where, what. It's like she's just a pusher. She's a relentless pusher. And so, like, I always remember, like, when I was younger, my parents, my mom or something like that being like, like, oh, when you have kids, like, watch, because they're going to be just like you, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, whatever. And now I'm like, this is like, I can't even be mad at her about shit because it has nothing to do with it. It's like it's me. Like, we've both contributed to making her, and so she is the way that she is because of us, So it's like I can't even get annoyed with her. If anything, I'm annoyed with my fucking self, right. Because I'm like, I'm so annoying.
And then we do things. We react to what she's doing in a manner which she's going to mimic as well.
Well, now she does. So now she says, "Oh my gosh!"
So, like, what happened the other day with the bubbles, and you broke the bubble thing?
Oh my god! So the other day, she was doing one of her relentless, OCD things.
She wanted the bubbles.
And she was bubbles, but it wouldn't stop. And so she wanted to put water to fill the water in the bubble thing.
Oh, that's why that one doesn't work.
Because she was thinking that would do it. It's just water. And I was how do you explain to a 2-year-old who's relentless and has obsessive compulsive thoughts every single second that this is not going to make the bubbles, just water, Like, so she's not getting it. So finally, I just grabbed it out of her hand, and then I just put it in the bathroom, like on top somewhere where she couldn't get. And then she like hopped on her stool, and then she went to go get it again. And at that point, I think my mind just blew because I was like, I can't take any more bubble talk. Like, the bubble talk has to stop. So I grabbed the bubbles out of her hand, and I was like, there's no more bubbles, and literally bended this plastic thing into like 5,000 and then threw it in the garbage. And I was like, and then I felt so relieved. I was like, okay, the bubbles are gone, like, all right. And then she, from the corner of my eye, I see her. She's really quiet. From the corner of my eye, she's like, goes into the garbage can, and now I'm cracking up, like to myself. Goes into the garbage can, pulls the bubbles out, has that like this. She's looking at it because it's all crumpled. So she's like, and then she starts.
What is it, like the bubble, the blowy, the thing that you blow?
No, like the actual stuff that the bubbles are in.
Oh, that thing you crumpled? Man, you went serious.
Thing, yeah. So then she's like slowly kind of like undoing it to like stretch it back. She's like, what? And then she goes, and then threw it back in. And I was like, man.
Yeah. And then, like, so I'm thinking, like, okay, so really, you could technically put the water in there, and we could put some dish soap in there, and we'd be good to go, right? But
I wasn't going to because of Euro.
Right. My thing is so this is where it's like our problem, right? Because we're like thinking, because the dog is also relentless.
Is also obsessed with bubbles.
Is more obsessed with bubbles than she is.
Yep.
And he eats every single bubble you see before it touches the ground.
This 110-pound Mastiff will jump
catches
so
every single
high,
bubble.
who's 10 years old, by the way, okay? Who probably has arthritis in his little legs, poor thing, will jump off the floor as high as you possibly can into the air, eat the bubble, and come back down.
He will eat every single bubble. So we've gone through all these bubbles, and I keep saying we can't give him these bubbles because he's eating them all, and all the bubbles are gone. And he's probably got diarrhea or something. We don't even know.
Actually, I think he does. Well, he's been farting a lot
because he's been eating fucking soap, right? So
farting a lot.
So,
if I hear the word bubble, though, I'm going to tell you, if I hear...
You're the one that introduced this shit.
Bubbles come out of her mouth one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm going to have to walk away.
Because it's not just...
sit in the car and just, like, sit there in silence or just scream and then walk out. Because
we know it's not just bubbles, right? It's like, it's this whole process where she gets soap all over her and there's shit everywhere.
Well, because now she's really independent, so she wants to do everything herself. So it's not now that I just hold the bubbles and I do it, which I was fine with. She wants to hold the bubbles, and if you don't let her hold the bubbles, she's gonna have a fucking meltdown. So it's like, here, hold the bubbles. So then she holds the bubbles, and of course she's like almost 3, so she's like,
yeah, it's like she does one bubble and then spills the rest of it.
Right, like,
and then the dog goes and licks it up. It's this whole fucking thing.
Oh my god, just talking.
Do other parents just not care about this shit? Probably. They're just like, so what? Just get more bubbles. Right?
I'm pretty sure, which is where I did like a whole Instagram story the other day about anxiety and like parenting and having anxiety with like a toddler because she was painting, which like I know that my kid has to experience things. Although my anxiety and my control issues is like, oh God, this is the worst thing ever. Why? I don't want to do this. This is going to get messy. Right? I know that that's irrational. And for the sake of her and her growth and development, she has to do those things. It's good for her. So I push myself to just push through my own stuff, right? And then I walk through it and I kind of just allow for myself to feel what I'm feeling and know that what I'm feeling is coming from a very like irrational thought anyway. So like, but as I was doing this yesterday, we were painting, had a whole thing. I went to Target, bought her all new paints, all new markers, all this stuff. And then I sit down, I let her pick 4 colors and 4 paintbrushes.
But prior to that, you didn't, right?
Prior to that, well, she didn't get a hold of them. First, I put it all out, and then I was like, wait, this is dumb. And then I took them back, and I was like, pick 4. And then after that, she was painting, doing her thing. And then she wants to, guys, this is like one of my biggest, like, obsessive compulsive like triggers, I think, if anything, like in terms of like needing things to be a certain way, is when she takes the paintbrush and puts it in black and then immediately goes and puts it in
like
pink,
yellow or something,
and then goes and puts it in. It literally, it's like, like I'm like dying on the inside. So I'm just so then I'll tell her, okay, hold on. How about so before you put it in the blue paint, why don't you clean off the paintbrush? So I show her how to do that, right? Thinking, all right, we already resolved this, right? So now she's like, oh, water, agua. Okay. So she goes in there and she's cleaning it. And then my thought is now, well, do what I told you. Put it now in another color, right? And then go from there. This is what she thinks. Water, agua, clean. And then from the water to the paper. And now there's just water dripping all over.
So now you got all different colors on.
The paper going everywhere. Then she'll go back from the paper to the color.
It's even worse. It's not.
Then I'm like, no. And then she'll go from the color to the water, and then she'll go water to another color, but then there's lots of water, and now it's just a water fucking color mess, and now I'm dying. Okay, like on the inside, I'm dying. So then I managed to push through it. I'm like, breathe. Okay, mindfulness, right? Just, let it, gotta just, this is her stuff. It's her process, right? Has nothing to do with me type of thing. And then I kind of give it up. And then right at the end, she takes the whole jar thing of the black paint and then flips it over and starts pouring it into this like other just like container. And now it's all, which again, to any other parent who doesn't have what I have, would probably be like, all right, like no big deal. But my head is like, now there's no more paint in the paint jar. Like it's like this big thing in my mind, and I'm like, oh. So of course I have to like, I'm like, no, hold on, let's try and I'm trying to like be really, and it's all my own shit. I mean, I know this, which is why I try as hard as possible not to put it on her because I don't want her to experience that. But man, anxiety and control stuff and obsessive compulsive stuff is a mother effer.
I have thought about this, but I have this whole like tarp, like this black tarp thing that I use for when I paint, and I've thought about like having her do that, but then I'm just like,
it would still drive me. It would. I'll let her.
Well, no, you put the paints out on a special. You don't give her the whole fucking container,
Yeah,
just put them out and then let her do whatever.
Which is what I eventually did, and then I let her do whatever, which actually worked out.
Yeah.
Until she then found the bottles that I put to the side, opened them behind my back, and then start. So it's like you can't have anything. You got to put everything. Has to like.
It's this whole thing, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to restrict her from just being, like just being. Like for myself, I know it's important for me to constantly be walking through my anxiety and my fear. So I do. I know it's important for me to also, practice mindfulness and to make sure that I'm grounding myself in all of those things that I've worked many years on doing and still do till this day because it's important, and to just learn how to just be in the moment. So in that moment, as she was doing all those things, that really wasn't a big deal, but my brain was making it a big deal. I was trying really, it was a battle of me trying to just be in the moment and fight my own control stuff. I want her to be able to just be in the moment. I want her to be able to just kind of, sit there and go, you know what, if this black paint wants to go in this plastic container, so be it. And if this purple paint wants to go in this blue, then so be it. Because it's like her creative juice is going and like whatever.
The key is to give options, but not too many options. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then you overwhelm and then they're just like freaking all over the place.
Too overly
so you just
stimulated.
like 3 or 4, whatever. Here's the paint, everything's covered. That's how I imagine doing painting with her if I was to ever do this. But I've been contemplating this for a long time of like how I would go about this because we're going to paint together because like
this is why Joe, just let you guys know, Joe has not done any arts and crafts activity.
I did a puzzle with her once.
That's not art.
Yeah,
he has not done a painting, markers, crayons, arts and crafts, glue, cutting, anything.
We draw on the chalkboard, which is the closest I've gotten to, because she gets the chalk on her hands.
Yeah, with soul, because of his own shit. So between the both of us, I know someone's got to push through here, and so it's me.
My thought is, I haven't done it because it's still cold down here, but like to like spread out a whole thing down here.
Right, so we can't just wear like sweaters.
Yeah,
we're in the. This is
I have all
just so
kinds
you guys
of
know. The
excuses.
studio is actually we're in like a. I guess they call these raised ranches.
Split level.
But it's like, and so we're in the downstairs.
Technically basement. It's completely
basement,
finished, but it's colder.
Right, but it's colder down here. So
I'm like, we can we just have to blanket everything.
It literally has to be like you walk into a room and there's like plastic.
Yeah. That's what
over.
I think of.
That's what I see in my mind too.
Yeah, we can do that.
But dude,
you buy that plastic at Home Depot and just stick it up.
But I don't want.
That's extremely creative. They can do whatever they want.
Oh gosh. But then I think of that and I'm like, but this is going to actually feed into her OCD stuff. And I don't want...
just doing things right, you know?
It'll feed into... She's already fucking... already doesn't like dirt touching her fucking foot, for God's
but
sakes.
it's kind of like a hybrid, right? Because we're setting up the area for you to get all messy and do whatever the fuck you want, right? It's like...
Oh, so yeah, I see that. But no,
but
we
it's
have
like
to literally...
It's teaching her there's a time and a place.
So we have to set up the room as though we're going to, like, murder someone, is what you're saying.
Basically.
There has to be, like...
That's what I'm thinking.
Fucking, like...
Yeah,
there can be no,
Yeah, because she'll find that one hole
where
in the
there's
plastic
floor,
where she's touching the wall that we,
Right.
Bam,
paint.
There's paint on the wall. But, yeah, no, that's what I've been thinking. And it'll happen one day soon. Plus, I wanted to, like... I want her to actually, like, I'm waiting for her to get to the point where she can actually take the time and actually sit there and focus and make something.
She can't focus. She's just like all over the place.
Yeah.
What was the other thing I was going to say about her, too?
I don't know, but we got to get going, though. So.
Oh, speaking of, she's awake. But I had something else to say. Oh, well, so... to allow her to get her creative juices going more and to push through my anxiety and my control stuff as well. That's why I bought those window markers, which you hate. But I bought these like window markers that are washable and you can write all on the glass with them and windows with them, which I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Now we can just like be like, oh, let's just like color on the window. But this is the only place where you color. And she's been doing that. And she's been doing a great job with it. And she's decorating the window.
Yeah. All right. We'll see how that goes. Like you always think about the moment, which is great, and like right now, okay, you only do this.
Yes,
but
in the moment.
Yeah, but then I think of like she's gonna find a marker one day and see another window and just draw on it because we do that all the time over there. So might as well do it over here.
So, and you know what? I thought about that, which is why before I took the markers out, we had a serious talk. I explained to her in her language that these markers are special markers only for these two windows.
And you think she
was like, She was like, Actually, she said, okay. And I was like, okay, so do you understand what mommy's saying? She said, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hopefully that works.
Fingers crossed. It's happening.
Yeah. So, anybody thinking about having kids, just know that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Not even, it's all an experiment. Every person that has a kid, you're just like, oh, I guess we'll figure this out now. I guess.
Also know that if you're thinking about having kids, you want to have kids, which I think is great. Do it, do whatever you want to do. Just know though that if you have been running from your own shit for a really long time, and it seems like it was, I guess, on the surface panning out for you and working out, just know
that'll come out.
That the moment you have children, all of your shit will come up to the surface. Mm-hmm. Okay? So now you got that to deal with, and now you got kids. So namaste.
Yeah, and then that's the exact moment where kids, the cycle doesn't end because they pick up on your shit that you haven't dealt with and they pass it on to their kids and their kids pass it on to their kids. So if you don't want that to happen, you should probably go see a therapist for several months or whatever if you got something going on prior to having a kid. Or, or not even, it doesn't matter who you go work on stuff with. It could be like a shaman. I don't care. Whoever.
But just anyone where you can really kind of sort out some of the stuff that you have going on. I don't expect anyone to deal with all the stuff, right? But some of that shit, man, because kids, they will be the ones to bring that shit out.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think that's actually really good advice, for anybody that's having a new kid. Like, just...
They will try
before having a kid, make sure you are in a good, healthy mental state with your own past and your shit that you've been through in your life.
As much as you can be. Again, you're not going to be, no one's going to be 100%. So let's be,
yeah.
clear
and
on that.
You and your partner. Like, I actually, I'm surprised they don't offer like some sort of like therapy or counseling thing for parents. I'm sure they do, don't they?
For what? What do you
Just
mean?
like before you have a kid, like within that 9 months or whatever, you know how we
like
went
the
to like
doctor's
different
office and stuff like that.
No, you know how we went to like different courses on like stuff that you
Right.
they
Yeah.
kind of
You would think
required.
that
You'd
would be a
think that they-
requirement.
yeah, like
Mental health isn't a requirement for many things, and it should
not,
be. So
it's not. It's
that's
crazy.
It's actually an answer for like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Actually, like a lot.
The majority of things.
Yeah.
Because it's all going on in your head. And if you don't even realize that you're doing things, like at least we realize, like, all right, we got a little bit of OCD. We got our things. We know where they come from. We try to prevent it as much as we can,
Did
but
a
we're not
lot
going
of
to
therapy on
We're not
it.
going to stop it. At some points, if you're just at that level, you're just like, ah. All right, but you could do things afterwards. You know, you can apologize. You can, go back and correct
Well, you can
things.
learn how to manage it though, which is why.
Right, I'm talking about after managing. Like if you get to that point, even though you're managing it, like
Oh, well, that's if you have the awareness into it in that moment.
right, and if
then
you
you're
have
able
the
to
awareness,
kind
then you
of,
can go back and
Yeah.
Whatever. So that's important because if you do something that you shouldn't be doing or saying to a kid, like overreact or something, and you don't go back and like say, hey, that wasn't right, Daddy shouldn't have done that or said this or whatever, then they just think that that's okay and that's how they're going to react, and then the cycle just keeps going on forever. So if you don't want the cycle to continue, you should go to therapy before having a kid. That's the moral of the story here.
Okay, so we have to wrap up. It was a short one today, but we will be back
Yeah.
and talking about some other
Random.
shit.
Yep, because we won't know what's going on this week.
We have nothing.
That
We have
get
nothing.
into,
We have no
and then
clue.
next week we'll just be like, "What do you want to talk about?" I don't know. We'll figure it out. just press the play button, the record button, and
See what happens.
see what comes out on the other end.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you later. Love you.